Pamela. I have always loved your work. I think that your aesthetic is amazing, and your use of materials and the kinds of materials and all the materials you use um, was always impressed me. So I'm glad to have this opportunity to find out where you came from and how did you develop into an artist?
Thank you for the compliments. I don't recall which is true, whether I always knew that I was an artist or that was what my parents always told me. But that's the feeling that I have had, and it's been a great guiding light. And it was quite a gift to have parents who appreciated that and pushed that. And so I did grow up drawing and painting and was a very shy child. I had asthma. I was home a lot. But when I went to school, this will resonate with you. One of the ways that I was able to make friends was by drawing horses. And when other girls would come up and want horses and I drew them, that meant the world. So I no longer draw horses, but going to art school was important. I spent a year in college in North Carolina, where I grew up, Virginia and North Carolina, and learned various and sundry things there. But that was 1970, and there were a whole lot of other things going on in 1970 besides me going to art school. The important thing was that I had a professor there who said, "Kid, if you really want to be an artist, you'll get out of this Mickey Mouse school and go someplace great." And I said, "I don't know where to go." And he said, "Follow my lead and go to Cleveland." So, so I did. I went to Cleveland Institute of Art, which was when Andrée went there, uh, it was, it had a partnership with Case Western Reserve University. By the time I got there, it had separated and was very much a formal art school in a consortium with Rhode Island and Maryland and San Francisco. So I learned a lot of rules. I learned the discipline. I fell in love with sculpture, didn't like painting, and liked to sneak downstairs and work on sculpture. The truth of sculpture being that if it didn't work, it fell over. So I somehow found wood carving. Possibly that was a part of my background in the Virginia, the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia. But it was the most rewarding material that I ever worked with, more like a relationship than any other material. The wood will not let you do what it does not want to do or what it does not want you to do. So I continued carving and continued making art. And when I graduated from the Art Institute, I went on to graduate school where I kind of refined my aesthetic at Syracuse University. And again, found a very wonderful, supportive teacher, Lawson Smith, the late Lawson Smith. When I got out, I couldn't get the teaching job that I thought that I would right away, but I was lucky that, well, I did actually. I got a temporary teaching job in Texas, in Sam Houston State University in Huntsville. And when I finished that semester and was kind of lost, I went to the zoo. I had met someone who was a zoo artist. And so I went and applied, and it meant drawing for the portfolio a lot of animals representationally with pen and ink. And fortunately, they took me on. And it really was a seminal part of my development.
Mhm.
Working with animals, getting assignments for the day, such as, well, today you have to go and draw all of the feet of the animals in the zoo, the children's zoo. Or because I was the only sculptor, the Inyala has broken a horn. You have to go, we've got a sedatum, and you're going to make a mold of the intact horn, and we're going to cast that in fiberglass and put it back on. So that was really, really wonderful.
Okay, we should go on to the next question.
Okay, which is?
This is really important. What is the themes of your work? What is your work about?
Okay, that is a difficult one. And I've known for quite some time it's about storytelling, it's about balance, it's about belief systems, and it's about um, those things which keep humans sane, with which we communicate. I'm not putting this very well, but key themes over the years, again, are belief systems, are animals and animal intelligence, and also going back to nature, much as what Andrée said, and that keeps appearing. Now I am doing some work on endangered species, working with particular animals, and particularly those at the Park Service in Point Reyes National Seashore. So,
Can I ask you to talk a little bit also about the variety of materials you use and how they fit your themes?
you're a great interviewer. Yes, the wood was really important. For a while in graduate school, I worked in fiberglass. And then one of the things that I did was I worked in an artist-run foundry in between undergraduate and graduate. So I had casting under my belt. I had working with plastics, but when I got to Texas, I just had a garage and I had a chisel and I had a friend who offered me wood. So that's always been the touchstone. Plus seeing an exhibition that year in Houston called $200 Years of American Black Folk Sculpture. And that was so direct, so passionate that completely changed and influenced me to work more viscerally and less intellectually.
Mhm.
So from there, though, I have really enjoyed working in narratives, working with a different palette, and I find that I switch materials for two reasons. One is because an idea will call for a particular material, and there are those that I have used and really enjoy, like fiber, felted wool in particular. And the second reason is that switching materials, for me, it's like throwing myself in cold water. I never get comfortable, and I don't think being comfortable when you're making things is very healthy. So that's part of it, and I find that I just really, really enjoy the challenge. I'm working on a commission now that's kind of wild, but the woman who has commissioned it wants a panda bear on a Viking ship. And so I've had to work out some connections there. And also the panda has to have a Chinese hat, and he's got binoculars, and there's a cowboy hat somewhere. So while a lot of this is wood, a lot of it I've been able to draw and paint as well. And I think we actually have a few more minutes. So I guess I would like to say that moving to Berkeley almost 25 years ago, one of the most important things that helped me fit in was meeting Nancy Sullivan, meeting Susan Steinman, and meeting Andrée Singer Thompson. I was invited to a woman's breakfast, one artist breakfast, that meets once a month, has been meeting for so many years, and it's been a source of community and strength. Susan invited me to be part of, to join Pacific Rim Sculptors Group, and that community was great, particularly after having been been away from that kind of community for a long time. And then the Pacific Rim group used to do field trips, and I was still feeling kind of shy. And one day, Andrée called up and said, "Hey, are you going to this meeting?" "Oh yeah, well, let's go together." And we did. And we've been doing things together since that time. And that's the last thing I have to say. What about you, Andrée?
Well, I think I said everything I wanted to say in the questions. Just that we've done some things together and I've enjoyed that. I love collaborating.
Me too.
Yeah, I think we said what we wanted to say. I did.
Well, I did too.
Okay,
It's
thank you.
wonderful getting to do this. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.